Welcome back to the Short Boys podcast with Matt and Brock. Thanks for being here as always. Brah, how about the weekend? How good was it?
Good, mate. We went and watched the Finnies get up over the old Dragons. They didn't come to play, did they?
The Dragons? Nah. Well, that's what happens when you go down to Redcliffe. You go up to Redcliffe, and come up against a red-hot Dolphins side.
They were really red-hot, weren't they?
Yeah, they were good. It was great. Great to see the boys get
atmosphere.
up. Do you think that they got up because we were there?
Yes.
Do you think they heard?
I think that came into play a lot.
I think that we said the other week that Todd Payton's a listener of the podcast.
Yeah.
And we said that they were listening about how I said the Cowboys were done. I think that the Dolphins, they had a team meeting during the week and they said, listen, we've heard a rumour that the Short Boys are going to be here. We've got to put on a performance.
Their biggest fans. They want to impress.
They want to impress, and they did. They did,
standards.
didn't they?
They look very toey out there.
They did. They looked
Couple
very...
of toey boys out there. It was good.
It was a good weekend. It was good day but wasn't it?
Yeah.
Went to the Leagues Club, had a couple of beers, and then went upstairs. Catering was good. Food was
very good.
So, good weekend, and fins up, as always, isn't it?
Always.
Now, would you rather? This is my turn.
Your turn this week.
This one's pretty gross. Okay. We've taken some wild turns from talking about being overdressed and underdressed into what you're about to hear here.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Would you rather rip off your fingernail with a fork?
What?
Or put a toothpick under your toenail and kick a wall? Okay. What would you rather?
Probably finger, eh? Probably get the fork.
You reckon?
I reckon kicking a toe. What is it? Toothpick.
Yeah, so you put a toothpick under your toenail and kick a wall.
Yeah, that's got some sharp pain to it.
Yeah, my only concern with the ripping your fingernail off with a fork is that you've got to control your destiny. Where if you just put if you just put the toothpick in your toenail, you kick it, that's it. It's just a quick bang. We're ripping it off with a fork.
Ripping it off slowly, that mightn't be as painful.
Oh, bro, I don't even know. As I said before, we've taken some wild turns in this Would You Rather segment that we've got going. What's your final answer and why?
Yeah, I reckon the finger.
The finger?
Fork, just so I can do it at my pace, nice and slow, try not to be as painful.
You sound like a psychopath. I just want to do it at my pace, man. I'm going to have to go the toenail.
Oh.
Because one main reason is that I feel finger pain a lot more than I feel toe pain. Like just in terms of if you cut your fingernail too short, it's more uncomfortable on your finger than your toe, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, look, it's not a good situation either. As I said last week, I hope this doesn't happen to anyone. You have to pick one of these things. But
what are you going?
I'm going toenail and kicking the wall. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever do it. But if I had to pick, that's the one.
I remember I had a soccer ball at home once, and you know the pumps.
Yeah. What, like little hand pumps?
Yeah, little hand pumps. Anyway, the needle must have snapped off.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know, so I've kicked this soccer ball.
Oh, the needle's still inside yes.
It's just got me toe and blood just started spitting out everywhere.
Oh, dude.
It was like underneath my little baby toe, so it was pretty gross.
There's nothing worse than sharp things going in your foot, even though I just said I'd prefer to put
PowerPoint's my worst nightmare.
Like what, sticking something in a PowerPoint?
No, standing on one.
Standing on a PowerPoint?
No, not a PowerPoint. The thing you put in a PowerPoint. The power box for Apple and that.
Just like a plug?
Yeah.
You don't want to stand on it?
Nope.
Well, would you rather stand on that or stand on Lego?
Stand on Lego?
Okay. Yeah, that was a bit of a shit one. Sorry.
Yeah, that was very shit. All right, let's get into some footy.
Yeah, let's get into some footy because that's what we're all here for.
Some tough games this week.
We're not here for the dribble. We're here for the footy. First game, Thursday night. Panthers, Broncos. Couple of big outs in this game. The Panthers, no James Fisher-Harris. Lindsay Smith comes in to partner Moses Leota in the front row. Dane Laurie slips onto the bench, and Matt Eisenhuth also is a new face on the bench. Broncos, on the other hand, Adam Reynolds out with a knee injury, so Jock Madden taking the reins at number 7. And Payne Haas has been ruled out as of about 2 hours ago. So that means, I saw the post before, it means Fletcher Baker will come into the starting team and Xavier Willison will come onto the bench. So both teams missing their big, powerful front rower, and the Broncos obviously missing their general and Adam Reynolds. How do you see this game panning out, Mr. Grigger?
I had the Broncos before Payne got ruled out, but I think I'm going to have to tip to Panthers at home.
Yeah, it's so hard to go past the Panthers.
But I also can see the Broncos coming out and killing it. because they have a boy called Reece Walsh in their team.
Yeah. I think that this season a little bit, the Broncos, they've been a little bit scrappy, obviously, in the first two games, attack-wise.
Really scrappy.
I feel like Adam Reynolds has given a lot more responsibility to Ezra Mam and Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
And that's why we've seen them be a little bit scrappy, because they're still learning their craft in not being game managers, but having a lot more responsibility in how the team plays. So I don't think that Adam Reynolds missing will be as big of a problem as it probably would have been 2 years ago, because I feel like these players like Reece Walsh and Ezra Mam have matured and they're going to grow as individuals in terms of leading the team around. So keen to see how it goes, though.
Yeah. As you were saying there, you could, for example, you could say when Adam Reynolds went off last week, that's when the boys started turning it up.
Exactly.
Yeah, this one's hard to bet on.
They want their hands on the ball. And the thing about Reece Walsh, mate, he just loves space. Like, whenever he gets the ball and there's space, something happens. He must...
He dreams about it?
Oh, I think
wakes up, thinks about space.
I just think that he is attracted to space. He's just, he loves space. I think he goes to bed at night thinking about space. He wakes up in the morning thinking about space, because we've seen what he can do with space.
Yes, he loves space.
He loves space.
I wonder if he's a real space guy back at school.
Well, he has to be. He has to be. He has to have a big interest in the galaxies outside of Earth, because it's obvious in his football performance that he fucking loves space. I think he's an astronomist.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
I think so.
I think he's a big space guy.
So life after footy, can you see him maybe being an astronaut, working with NASA?
Well, mate, as I said before, it's obvious through his performance.
Yeah.
He loves space. So why wouldn't he go into that pathway after footy? He's not going to commentate after footy. He's not going to coach after footy. He's going to do what he loves. And what he loves is space.
Imagine him up in space.
He'd be the best looking bloke to ever go to space.
Imagine that. He's the person you want to send to the aliens, because they'd be just absolutely blown away.
With how a man can
want his
possess such skills.
They'd
you know
want
what I
his
mean?
genes, no doubt.
Yes. Reece Walsh, big space guy. I was thinking about it as well. Obviously, there was talks
So
at the
you're
end.
a big thinking of space about Reece Walsh.
Oh, I just think it's just obvious, mate. He just loves... He's got a thing for space, and it's just obvious. But the NFL, obviously, there was talks that they wanted that they might be interested in signing Reece Walsh. There's obviously a lot of NRL clubs that want to sign Reece Walsh, but I think the company, the business that's gone under the radar that would really like having Reece Walsh in the building is NASA.
Yeah, I honestly could see him with a couple of glasses. Imagine him with glasses on.
Yeah, imagine him in an astronaut costume. You know what I mean? Like, I just think the next big thing for Reece Walsh in his career will be the headline, Reece Walsh signs with NASA.
Takes on space.
Reece Walsh takes on space. He's an astronomist. He's into his astronomy, loves space. Do we call him Astro Boy now?
Astro Boy Reece.
Astro Boy Reece?
Yeah.
He's signed with NASA. That's what's going to happen. Anyways, I'm tipping... I'm tipping the Panthers. Even though we've said all this stuff about Walshy, I'm tipping the Panthers. They've also won 6 of their past 7 games against the Broncos. Grand final rematch too, mind you.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it, but with them big names out, it's kind of gone down the scale for me.
So you're tipping the Panthers?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on now. We have got on the Friday night the Warriors and the Raiders. This is going to be a cracking game, I think. A lot of pressure on the Warriors in terms of they do not want to start the season 0-3. Team news. Wade Egan is back in the 17. However, he was named in the 17 last week.
That's very tough.
Got pulled out before the kickoff. The Raiders, on the other hand, Elliot Whitehead comes back from injury, so it pushes Zach Hosking back to the bench.
Hosking got dropped.
Hosking is back on the bench,
He's been outstanding, I thought.
I was very surprised with that. Sebastian Chris concussed, so Nick Kotrick goes back. Goes back onto the wing. Who have you got, bruh? How do you see this game panning out?
I have the Wars. They've been outstanding the last 2 games. They're pretty unlucky to win, I think.
Yeah, very.
I know the Raiders have been outstanding too, but it's a big task going over to New Zealand and beating a strengthened Warriors side like that. And they haven't won yet, so they're looking to win.
Yeah.
They'll be up for it.
I'm honestly split between this game. The only reason that I'm not fully sold on the Warriors to win this game is because they've lost the last 2. And I know that's not how you should be looking at your tips, because you should be looking at how they've performed. They've performed excellent. However, the reason I'm like, they haven't won the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And the Raiders have.
That's what's pushing me. Raiders are probably due for a loss.
The Raiders are just going to drag them down and go, let's go, baby.
I think Warriors would be up for that, but
Yeah, I think they will, and I think their
And
forward pack
yeah.
can match it with the Raiders.
100%. And I think the backs for the Warriors is a bit more star power than the Raiders.
Yeah, Rocco Berry's been very well, I thought, the
He's
last
been great.
couple of weeks. Defensively too. Roger hasn't impacted games as much as I will, but it's his second game.
Yeah.
So
He does his job.
does his job there.
I think it's just going to be like Roger like this all year, I think. We're going to compare him to the fullback Roger.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need
It's a
to.
centre Roger, older Roger.
Good value there at $2.86, but for the Raiders.
Good value. I'm
Good
taking
Roger.
the Warriors, but I think their quality of football has been too good in the last 2 weeks, and I think they've just come up against quality teams. No disrespect to the Raiders, I think they're just a little bit lower than those
Yeah.
other two teams, so I'm tipping the Warriors.
Yep.
Who you got, Warriors?
Yeah, I got Warriors.
Okay. They've won 3 of their past 4 games against the Raiders as well. So, and this one's in Christchurch.
Yeah, Raiders love the cold as well. So.
Raiders love it is in Christchurch, and the Warriors get a good.
Apparently there's a bit of a smell at Raiders.
Yeah, I did hear that. Their toilet broke or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. In the change rooms, there was some toilet dramas or something, so they had to. I don't know too much into it, but we'll move on. We will move on. We've got Roosters, Rabbitohs.
Hard one, this one. Really hard.
Is this potentially game of the round?
I can see it.
I love a Roosters, Rabbitohs games this
Yeah,
early
they
in the
are
season
good.
too.
We've had some clashes these last weeks.
Yeah, there's been some quality games of footy in terms of teams going up against each other. Team news: Luke Keary out with a concussion. Hope he's all
really?
good. Yes, Sandon Smith is named to play in the halves. Siwa Wong has been dropped to the reserves with Nat Butcher joining the starting side. Angus Crichton slipping onto the bench.
Oh, Angus is good back. That's good then.
So that means Connor Watson is on the bench as well.
I'm excited for that.
The Rabbitohs, there's a big change here, mate. Jason Demetrio's New South Wales Cup player from last year, and Dean Hawkins is named in the number 7 jersey with Ilias dropped, and big Jackie Whitenborough. He's in the team for the first appearance for the Rabbitohs. How do you see this game panning out, and who are you looking out for?
I'm split on this. This is probably the hardest game to pick, I think. I'm leaning towards the Roosters.
Yes.
Jared's
300.
Yeah.
They'll be up for it.
Yeah.
A little bit of changes there in the halves for both teams. The Rabbitohs, let's talk about them first. Ilias being dropped. What do you think of that?
A little bit unfair, but at the end of the day, they're not winning.
They're not winning. It's just,
I think they got to try something different.
I agree, but give the bloke more than 2 games. That's my theory with it.
It also 2 games, but then count the games from last year as well.
And the games from, I understand.
Nothing's changed. So they need to change something.
And obviously they've identified Ilias as someone they can change it with. So Dean Hawkins comes in. He got New South Wales Cup Player of the Year last year. Led the Rabbitohs New South Wales Cup team to a grand final win.
AKA the Hawkeye, apparently.
The Hawkeye, is that what they call him?
Dean the Hawkeye Hawkins.
Okay, I like it. That'll catch on. Is he? Do you know much about him? I don't know too much about him.
Nah, I don't know too much.
I know he's 25 years of age though.
Is he only 25?
Yeah, do you think he was older?
Yeah, I thought.
True.
Really, he's 25.
He's 25.
And how old's Lockie Ilias?
22 when I searched it up the other day, but he could have had a birthday
25.
recently. So
That's
I will.
very young.
Lockie Ilias is 23.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I don't know. It's
He's
interesting.
got plenty of footy to play in front of him, and like if he could end up taking that spot from Ilias.
Oh, guaranteed he can.
For the next couple of years too. Like
Exactly
this is a big chance for him.
One thing that the Rabbitohs, they've obviously made a lot of errors. They've been very scrappy in their games. I think the 2 periods of the last 2 performances where they've been really effective is the first 10 minutes of the game, and then the first 10 minutes after half time. So in the last 2 games, obviously against Manly and Vegas, and then against the Broncos last week, they scored 2 tries in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So obviously the coach is saying, stop throwing the footy around, tuck it under your wing, make some meters, be aggressive, and they're scoring tries off that.
Then they get a bit of confidence.
And then they start throwing the ball around again and doing stupid things.
That's exactly what Roosters did last week too. So you could find this might be a real gritty game for both sides.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Roosters because
I just think
the Rabbitohs, man,
they've lacked too many points from the outsides. The Rabbitohs
conceded.
Yeah,
I agree. I think Jack Whiten will help a lot defensively, and he'll help a lot in their yardage carries. I think they've lacked a little bit there in terms of I think he'll be effective in the yardage carries out of their own end.
Whose first carry is going to be Tully as to watch?
It's going to be good to watch. I'm so excited for this battle. It's such a good game.
Trell
versus Manu, obviously that drama a couple of years ago. Yeah, this game's going to be a sick one. I don't know how to look into the Rabbitohs. Love seeing Cam Murray back at 13. When he's at 13, Bunny's a better team. Don't put him on the edge. Leave him at 13. I'm taking the Roosters.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Roosters too, but I also can see Rabbitohs just coming out firing. Jackie Boy.
Yeah. It's one of those.
He's a
It's one of
player.
those games where it's purely based on energy and emotion. It's such an emotional game.
Yeah,
So
I think a lot of emotions headed more towards the Rabbitohs.
they got more to play for, don't
Yeah,
they?
I think so.
Michael Jennings, number 18th man. Just thought I'd
Really?
spot that out. Credit to you, brah. He's still getting around, lad. Saturday, Doggies and Titans. This one, couple of team changes. Liam Knight comes into the starting side for Famasili, who's been ruled out due to concussion.
Yep.
And Kieran Foran back into the halves with Tanner Boyd. So Tom Weaver goes back to the reserves. Jamin Jolliffe named to start at lock. Lenu, Isaac Liu back to the bench. Who are you liking in this book game, Brocky?
It's at Belmore, but I am going to go against the Titans coming off that bye. Desi side. That
Off a bye, yeah, I didn't think of that.
Desi side probably didn't play up to their standards in round one, I thought.
Yeah.
I think the forward pack will be just a bit too strong for the Bulldogs.
Yes.
I know they did match it with who did Bulldogs play last week?
Cronulla.
Cronulla. I know they did match him with Cullen a lot. Mm-hmm. But at the end of that game, they kind of got a bit tired, I thought, and then Cronulla ran away with it. So I can see the same sort of game happening here.
Yeah, I think the Titans, it's so easy to look at this game and go, Dogs will win. Titans got pumped by Dragons round one. They're a completely different team with Kieran Foran in it for starters.
Yeah.
Like, he is a massive... he's got so much upside, Kieran Foran, and he literally directs their play, and he's so effective. So it's hard to rule out that factor in it. The Titans... I think the Titans win, as you said, coming off the bye. Like, they're going to be fresh. They're going to be ready to go. So I'm going to tip the Titans comfortably. The Dogs have been good, though. Credit to them. They've been good. They've defended well, and they've stayed in games for a long period of time. It's only been the last 10 minutes of games.
It's like as soon as it's like when the teams finally crack them, it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah, exactly. But it's taken longer than previous years to crack them, which is
good.
I think this game, I'm going to take the Titans. I think they're a lot of value at $2 too.
Yeah, I really like it.
Anyways, moving on. Dragons, Cowboys. I'll go through the team list. I was going to ask you to do it, but I was like, I've got it here in front of me. That's all right. Jackie DeBellin moves the prop, Francis Molo, to the bench. Oh, not to the bench. He's out. Sorry. And Luciano Leilua is in the starting team playing second row. Jesse Marski makes his debut at hooker.
Shout out.
The Cowboys, on the other hand, Helam Lukey, 6 weeks out with an ankle injury. So
unlucky,
Finny Futuaki comes into the starting side and Jack Gergeski comes onto the bench. What do you reckon, brah? Talk to me.
I got the Cows, but once again, I'm not real confident with it.
Is that because the Cows are done, or?
Nah, just because, I don't know, I think they've been up. They've been winning too many. Like, they've won the last two. Dragons are going to have to bounce back from last week's performance.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys might be going down there too comfortable. Might be a bit surprised.
I like the Dragons in this. And I'm not just saying that because obviously I said a couple of weeks ago the Cowboys are done. I genuinely think that the Dragons paying $3, like, they were great against the Titans. They come up against the Dolphins team. It's the Dolphins. No one's going to beat the Dolphins. You know what I mean? Maybe the Cowboys
Definitely
round one, but like, okay, you're not gonna you're pushing shit uphill going to the KO Stadium and versing the Dolphins. So let's just scrap that game for the Dragons. The Cowboys, I didn't think they were that good last week against the Knights. Thought they were very scrappy.
They got away with that one.
I thought they played their attack very sideways.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Dragons. Luciano Leilua on the edge. Very excited to see how he goes. I'm gonna tip the Dragons, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cowboys. Just be safe.
Okay, I like it. Val Holmes too. He needs 4 more points to reach 1,000 career points. So is he a bit of value at first try scorer? Just get over that.
He kicks goals, so he's gonna get there.
He's gonna get there, but 4 points for a try. He's 4 points away. Is that a bit of an omen there,
Then does
Brocky?
he miss all his kicks just so he stays there?
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll see Val Holmes score the first try.
And then forfeit his kicks. Maybe give the drinky or something.
Yeah, I think you'll want to stay at the 1,000 just to round out the number a little bit. Because you'd hate to go on...
Labour, he hates odd numbers.
He hates odd numbers, so they're not going to kick a field goal in this game.
No.
Jeez, he would have hated last week, Zach Labour.
He would have been off, Chad.
He
would have been off it.
Mate, they would have gone into the dressing room and he would have just been like that.
Yeah, I wonder if they've spoken. I
think he's pretty off the coaching stuff for telling Chad to go for the field goal and not a 2-point field goal.
Silly.
It's very silly. Righto, I'm going Dragons, you're going Cowboys. Yep. Okay, moving on. West Tigers and Sharks. Team news. Justin Olam is in for the Tigers. Big off-season signing for them. Stafford-Toa out for 8 weeks with an ankle injury.
Holy shit, there's some injuries this week, eh?
Big one.
Big ones,
No,
too.
this is another big one here. Veteran playmaker Aiden Caesar is starting at 7. Jaden Sullivan back to the bench.
Is he 14, is he?
Jaden Sullivan is 14. Sharks. Jack Williams moves into the starting side for Britton Nicola, who is out for 2 matches due to the late shot on Viliami Kickout. And Royce Hunt returns after missing last week. What are you looking for in this game, mate?
I'm going to go the Shuckies.
Okay, tell me why. Give me some reasons here, mate.
Too much. I think Jack Williams will go. He's a job dealer. Jackie Williams, he goes there, rips and tears. I just don't know. I don't know. I haven't been impressed with the Tigers.
Well, they played one game last week and they got
but
absolutely rolled.
Pre-season.
Yeah,
as well.
I agree.
Just signs that I don't want to be there.
The Sharks have nearly been my most surprised team that I've been with. They've been really
probably Raiders. Yeah, them and Raiders. Man, I can't believe they've had. I was not picking this.
Yeah, neither was I. The West Tigers, obviously a big change there in Jaden Sullivan moving back. It's pretty hectic how we were going into this season going, Jaden Sullivan and Aiden Caesar will be the halves. You have round 1, Lockie Galvin, Jaden Sullivan. Then round 2, it's Lockie Galvin, Aiden Caesar. So it's Lockie Galvin that's locked down the halves position. The other two are fighting for it.
He was really good.
I thought he was awesome, as what you just said. Like, he's a little bit similar to, who's the Canberra 6 again, sorry? Ethan Strange, where they're types of people you want in their team. They're energetic, they want the footy, they're running the ball at pace, they make things happen. Jaden Sullivan, on the other hand, like, we were having this conversation on the weekend, he looked like he didn't even want to be there.
Nah.
Especially
for like a player needs an
opportunity. Yeah. He's come to the Tigers on a 4-year deal. Surely he'd want to stamp his authority and go, I'm going to be the halfback here for the next... I want to be the guy with Jerome Luai here next year. I was so disappointed in him and how he played. The Tigers need to have a reality check, bruh. Like, their defence, they just were getting rolled. There was periods in that game where Canberra were just literally playing against under 16s and just charging up the middle. Like, I heard someone say it during the week. If they come up against a Panthers or a Storm, like, they're not going to leave any points on the field. No. They're going to put 50 on them. So they got to fix a lot of things there, the Tigers. You got anything to say about that?
No, you said it pretty much well. I just don't... Do you not... It feels like they don't want to be there.
The Tigers.
Like, that Jaden Sullivan thing just summed it up perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting. I got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
I got zero idea, but I'm going to take the Sharks comfortably. Sharks comfortably. Sharks 13 plus. Yeah, but they haven't won it Leichhardt Oval since 2014.
Well,
Oh, no, the Sharks have not been beaten at Leichhardt Oval since 2014.
There you go, 13 plus.
13 plus, that locks it in even more. Now, Eels, Sea Eagles, Sunday, 3 p.m, CommBank Stadium, second greatest stadium in the world, apart from KO Stadium at Redcliffe. Morgan Harper moves to the wing. Bailey Simonson obviously out with a hand injury. I'm getting a little bit excited saying this name here. Blaze Talangi coming into the centres to make his NRL debut.
Have you shot him a message yet?
No, but I think he'll message me and say thanks for the support. I'm sort of waiting for a message from Blaze. You know what I mean? Obviously, I said some great things about him in the preseason, so I'm excited to see how he goes. Before we touch on Blaze, Manly, Tommy Talau is among the reserves due to an ankle injury, so Raymond Vega is on the wing. Josh Schuster is still in New South Wales Cup. Now, who do you see in this game and who are you looking for?
I got the Seagulls. They've been playing way too good to go otherwise, I think.
Yeah.
Especially like that. That's the forward pack that's surprising me.
How effective.
Yeah, like Josh Alloway has been amazing, I think.
Yeah, and same with Paseka too.
Yeah, like them two have been...
They've taken it to another level. That was probably one thing I was critical with Manly in the preseason. Is their forward pack.
Everything else sorted. It's just the two front rollers, I think, that they needed a big year out of to make that next leap, and they have. When
Lodge comes back to it, it'll just add to their depth and punch. I don't know if he'll come off the bench or not. Let's get to the elephant in the room. Blaze Talangi in the centres.
Does he play much centres?
Okay, someone asked me this question too. They said, Matt, you said he was a fullback.
Yeah.
No, come on. Just chill out a little bit.
I did hear he was going to make his debut. I thought they might be shifting Gutho.
Nah, you got to leave Gutho there. So Blaze was a half coming through, played Australian schoolboys in the halves.
Oh, really?
Played centre in Jersey Flegg last year in the same team as Matt Arthur and Ethan Sanders, who are now in the reserve grade team. And then this year they transitioned him into a fullback. So I'm a little bit surprised how they've gone back to him playing centre.
Yeah.
I think if it works, but you've got Penasini and Talangi there who can be centres for the Eels for the next 10, 12 years.
And then when Gutho moves on, slide him straight into fullback.
Yeah, literally. So I'm super excited. I'm really surprised that Brad Arthur's actually selected him because there's Hayes Dunster and that there. Blaze Talangi, don't expect him to score 4 tries and set up 6. Like, if he
Expect him to
gets...
score one, but
I can see him scoring
He's
one.
got that flashy debut try on debut.
He's got a very late pass. He's strong in contact with a late pass, so don't be surprised if he, does a little shimmy, breaks through the line and a little offload just to someone steaming through. Maybe Gutho.
Who does he play like?
We've said it before. He's sort of like Dylan Brown, I'd say.
Yeah.
Sort of. You'll look at him on the field and think he's Dylan Brown. They look very similar. They're very similar type players. He's got a big future. Enough about him. I could talk about the Eels for hours. So, you got Manly.
I got Manly. Go against you.
I'm going to go the Eels. And the Eels have won 3 of their past 4 against Manly. And we're going to make it 4 from 5. So, look.
Hope so.
Regan Campbell-Gillard playing his 200th. Could be a smoky for any time try scorer.
It's a big game.
I mean, have a crack. Knights and Storm. Last game of the round. Team news. We'll start with the Storm. Obviously, Jerome Hughes is suspended for pushing a referee. First of all, what do you think of that?
BS.
Yeah, absolute BS. But gives Tyron Richard an opportunity to get the 7 jumper on. Kane Bradley joins the interchange. So no Munster. Got Jonah Pezzett, Tyron Richard, very inexperienced halves there for the Storm. Knights. Jackson Hastings of... Hey, bro, we're going to need you to go to reserve grade this week. Can you go train with them? And Jackson's gone, I'm going to go home instead.
I'm going to go game.
I'm going to go home and play Xbox or something.
Do you reckon if Reece ever gets that call up, you reckon he's going home to think about space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone like Jackson Hastings, I don't know what he likes to do in his spare time, but let's just hypothetically think he's going to go home and play Xbox. Yeah, Reece goes home and studies the galaxies.
Yeah.
So
I think he might be more of an art gallery type of...
Jackson Hastings?
Yeah, go to a gallery somewhere maybe.
Why do you think that?
I don't know, just...
Gives you that vibes?
Gives me them vibes.
Okay.
Maybe walk around with the hands behind your back,
To the old man.
Yeah, you're getting old when you start walking like that.
Yeah. Greg Marju is out for 4 to 6 weeks. He needs to go surgery on his wrist injury. But it sees Anari Tuala, the flying koala, come back into the team, Brocky, which I love to see. Love the flying koala.
Love him, don't you?
Jaden Brayley has moved on to the bench because Jack Cogger is a new half. So Jaden Brayley onto the bench. We're going to just go first on the halves. What do you think about Jackson Hastings getting dropped and Jack Cogger coming into the side?
I thought it was a bit too early, to be honest.
Yes.
I thought maybe another 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't watch their game on the weekend, did you?
The Newcastle Knights?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Was Gamble the more
standout
player? Or
I just think that they've looked at it. I've heard internally at the Knights they've gone... Someone said to the Knights, look, you only gave him 2 games. The Knights internally have gone, no, we gave him 4 games, 2 trial games. I don't know personally if I'd count 2 trial games as games to prove yourself. The reason why I think that Jackson Hastings got dropped instead of Tyson Gamble is that I think personally that a Jack Cogger, Tyson Gamble halves pairing suits better to the Knights style of play than a Jackson Hastings and Jack Cogger pairing.
Two halves. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Just Gamble runs the ball, Cogger straightens up the attack, and he'll be sick for Callum Ponga because we saw what he did in the grand final in terms of giving Nathan Cleary and Stephen Crichton space. Cogger will dig into the line, give out the back, give Callum Ponga more space. I think it's a great call. However, I'm going to ask you this. We've seen Jaden Sullivan get dropped. We've seen Lockie Elias get dropped. We've seen Jackson Hastings get dropped within the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you think that obviously they're getting dropped because their teams aren't playing as good as they would have hoped, but do you think that it's more of a pressure on the coaches and the coaches needing wins right here, right now because their job's under pressure, so they're shitting themselves and going, fuck, let's change the halves up, bro, we need to win. What do you think?
I think with Jason, it is. It's because you see the team they have. They should be winning.
Mm-hmm.
Knights, I feel like it is only round 2.
Yes.
I think O'Brien just wants to get the right halves as early as possible for unlock KP.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Benji, I think it's more playing for the future. Because Benji, even if they come last this year, you can't sack Benji after 1 year.
Yeah.
Like I think he wants to find that half to be Luai's half next year.
That's a good point. That's a great point. Just, I don't know, it's just a little bit sus that the teams that are swapping and changing their halves up are probably the three teams where the coach is the most under pressure. Adam O'Brien, Jason Demetrio.
I don't think O'Brien's under too much pressure yet. Because he got into the finals last year.
Yeah,
it's only round 2. That's
what I'm saying. But like, it's round 2, and they're changing it so early. But your point, they want to get it sorted for the season.
Then with Jason, like they had back on last year, they went on that terrible run. Mm-hmm. He's under some pressure.
He's under a lot of pressure. Yeah. I think the earliest change is because Jason Demetrio's feeling the pressure.
And then Benji, like I said, there's no way they're sacking him after 1 year.
Okay. I'm taking the Storm in this game. I know they're missing their halves, but like we've said it before, their yardage carries from their outside backs is ridiculous. And looking at the Knights team, Tom Jenkson's Anari Tuala on the wing. Dom Young, Marju were their 2 metre eaters last year. I think that's a big reason why they were so good at the back end of the year.
Gagai and Best are going to have to step up a lot.
I think you'll see them both run over for 150 metres because they're going to have to do a lot more carries than usual. Who are you going?
I'm going to go Storm.
I think you have to.
Yeah, just to be safe.
Yeah. Shout out.
Knights will be up for it. The crowd will be there.
Yeah. It's so hard with some of these teams, man. Like, obviously...
is Kai Pearce-Paul still...
He's still in the back row, yeah.
Dylan Lucas on the bench?
Dylan Lucas isn't... he's in the 21.
Okay.
It's so hard with these teams. Like a team like the Knights, you can look at them you can base your predictions off how they played last year. It's only been 2 games this year. It's so hard to see how they're playing and how they're going to go. So I'm going to go the Storm. Quick shout out Joe Chan. You heard of him?
Fucking unreal. He's been toey as the last couple of weeks.
He has been. One thing that I want to say how good he's been at though. Watch when the Storm score a try. That's all I'm going to say.
Joey the Toey. Joey the Toey Chan.
Joey the Toey Chan. You know what he gets Toey for? We said Toey a lot in this. He gets watch him. Just all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give it away. Watch him when Storm score a try. Just look at Joe Chan when the Storm score a try. That's all. That's your job for the week, listeners out there. Joe Chan, when the Storm score a try, watch him. Okay, that's enough.
If we forgot to mention the short boy of the week. Astro boy Walshy.
Yeah, it was Reece Walsh. It was. We forgot to mention that, didn't we? We had a 10-minute conversation about Reece Walsh and we forgot to mention he was short boy of the week. It's lost what I was going to say again. I've done that a couple of times, we've obviously sent him a package.
Yes, we have.
Maybe we'll have to send him another package, a NASA-based package.
Do you reckon he'll be the first man to stand on Mars?
He's going to be.
Quite possible.
He's going to be the first man to run on Mars, that's for sure. Now, Brocky's best. Look, it's pretty easy for Brock to go, here, I'm going to throw the towel and not do this anymore. But you know what he's doing? He's still doing it.
Yeah.
And he's going to keep doing it. So if you're out there and you're going, this sucks, stop doing it, just give up.
You suck.
You're not going anywhere, are you?
This one is a Toey one this week. This one's Toey.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
I want to hear it,
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
All right, so I got the Warriors head-to-head. Mm-hmm. I got the Roosters head-to-head. And I got Gold Coast on the plus 8.5 line. Mm-hmm. And I got Parramatta plus 8.5 as well on the line.
What's it paying, Brock?
$4.62.
That's great.
We went a bit more safer this week, just,
Yeah, we've sort of gone back to the drawing board, haven't we? And we've thought,
let's do the little things right first, and then we can play expansive.
Yeah, exactly. Just put the ball under your arm, get a couple under your belt, then you can start. Then you can start playing footy a bit. So we're going to try and get a win this week. Then we're playing footy, Brocky.
Yeah, they're playing footy.
Then we're playing footy. Now, Matt's mood killer. I had a couple going into this week, so I've got a special. I've got 2 mood killers this week.
Really?
I've got 2 mood killers. Okay.
Had a bad week then.
Well, I had one lined up, and then I had another one that happened on my way here, and I've thought, okay. First one. This is for Birkenstock wearers. You a Birkenstock wearer?
What are the ones with the covers your toes?
You're a Boston Birkenstock wearer.
Is that what it
okay.
is?
This is a normal Birkenstock wearer. Birkenstock wearers will agree with me on this mood killer. It's when you get a rock on your Birkenstock.
Underneath your foot?
Underneath your foot, on your Birkenstock. If it's when you're wearing thongs and you get a rock in there, you can just flick it out. Birkenstock, on the other hand, mate, you've got to stop, pull the Birkenstock off your foot, and tip the rock out. Massive mood killer. I don't like it. It hurts.
Stops you in your tracks.
Stops me
Stops the rhythm.
in my tracks. The other one, the second one, this is special for the viewers out there. We're doing 2 mood killers, mate. It's people that don't wave to you in traffic.
Oh, I hate that. Fucking hate it, eh?
Oh, bro.
Especially like when you let someone in or, you know what I really hate even more than that? Is when you open the door for someone or you say, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
Like if you shop something, they don't say fuck all back.
Yeah, mate. Especially waving in traffic. Like if I'm giving you the energy of putting my foot on the brake and allowing you to go in, I'm doing a deed for you.
Yeah.
you better believe that you stick your hand out the window and wave as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take a little wave. If you give me a little wave, that's play on. But, mate, like, some people don't give you anything.
Nah.
Get your hand out your window and make it seen that you are acknowledging the person that has let you in.
Same with crossing the road.
Yeah, just give a wave.
Thanks, mate.
How much of a mood killer is it when you let someone in they don't give a rat's ass? They just go in.
Really wish you just kept on going.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely do.
So if you're listening, be nice out there. Give a wave to someone.
Especially if someone says, "How you going?" You say, "Good, thanks yourself."
Yeah, don't just brush them.
Simple things in life.
It's a little thing
Make
in
a big
life,
difference.
man. Just give a wave out there. It's not hard. Cut you off, hey.